was just 8 when his family traveled from China to begin a new life in South Africa. Little knowing that a childhood hobby would one day promise to change his life. Sitting down at a piano, the world around Mike Wang simply falls away. 8 short years after arriving here, his command of this instrument has reached a crescendo. At 16, he's now recognized as one of our most promising classical musicians. Having first sat down at a piano aged just 5, his mastery of what is a notoriously challenging instrument exceeds his age.
The piano is a very difficult instrument to play, and classical music as a genre as well is quite technical. What do you love about it so much?
First of all, I just love piano as an instrument. I think piano is really the most beautiful and the most showing instrument of all time. And I feel like classical music can truly bring the most out of piano. As a music genre, it is so deep and it represents so much emotions and feelings and even like culture differences.
Music helped Mike bridge the cultural divide he encountered after moving here in 2015. But that wasn't his only challenge. He arrived in the country unable to speak a word of English. Eight years later, he's learned a new language and mastered an instrument. It's allowed him to build connections and a reputation. Audiences frequently use words like passionate, moving, and enchanting when describing Mike's performances. Adept at Bach, Mozart, and every master in between, it was only a question of time before his talents were officially recognized.
Now for the category prizes, and in the piano, the category prize goes to Mike Wang.
Having scooped the piano prize at the country's most prestigious classical music competition last year, this Paarl Boys High pupil pitted his skills against musicians gifted in a range of instruments, vying for the overall title. For 38 years, the National Youth Music Competition has been giving young musicians an opportunity to showcase their talents to the classical music elite. A win comes with a substantial cash prize and, more significantly, potentially life-changing opportunities.
Right, the first prize worth 30,000 Rand goes to Mike Wang.
The competition saw 20 contestants performing an array of work over 4 rounds for 5 days. Even for these extraordinary youngsters, the assessments were grueling. Competition administrator Aileen Moss says the talent on show, especially Mike's, was outstanding.
Watching Mike play, he just makes it look so effortless.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What was it about Mike's performances that stole it for the adjudicators at the competition last year?
Masa, if I had to reflect on it, I would think it was Mike's absolute consistency from round 1 right through to the final round. He remained focused. He's an extremely disciplined player. And he was able to convey in each round the requirements and the demands of that round.
It's mesmerizing watching Mike perform. It's made all the more impressive by how effortless he makes it look. But believe me though, it isn't.
So, Mike, you're going to take me through a quick tutorial.
Okay.
All I can remember from many years ago piano lessons is middle C.
You can play like a C major scale. Start from your pinky and then just use the 5 finger. And then you go over.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I feel like I can do this now.
I know, don't quit my day job. Learning the basics of piano is relatively simple. Mastering it is exceptionally difficult. Mike practices for at least 4 hours a day. And it's taken him years and years of dedication and tens of thousands of practice hours to get to this point.
He's got an absolute passion for what he does, and his drive comes from in himself and not from me or his parents. He's very privileged to have extremely supportive parents, but never pushing or judging. I think, remember for your sforzando, really a nice presence right from the...
Professor Mario Nell has been fine-tuning Mike's piano skills for more than 7 years. As a former winner of the National Youth Music Competition himself, he's all too aware of the pressure of being thrust into the limelight at a young age and needing to cope with a grueling and often isolating schedule.
That can really make or break a musician in the long term. Being a teacher, you must realize the importance that you're also a mentor. Often you work even more closely with that pupil than the time that they spend with their own parents at home because of the one-on-one working with the student.
Mozart once said that the piano is the voice of the heart and the soul of the composer. And it's fitting. These 88 keys have the ability to create a world of sounds, charm the senses, and awaken the soul.
Mike's talent has been lauded in classical music circles. He'll soon be performing with an orchestra at the Cape Town City Hall, a rare achievement for someone still so young. But he's not always comfortable with the plaudits.
Apparently, Mike, you don't like the term prodigy.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself?
Someone who is talented because of hard work. That's all I have to say.
At heart, Mike remains a shy and affable teenager. But seated at his beloved piano, something changes. The shyness replaced by a confidence that comes with a gift as rare as his.